Hello, my name is Jiso, and I'm reading Master Dōgen's Shōbōgenzō. I was ill yesterday, so I'm playing catch up. I had a persistent cough and a fever. Chapter 38, Muchu-Setsumu, Preaching a Dream in a Dream. Mu means dream, chu means in, and setsu means preach. So Muchu-Setsumu means preaching a dream in a dream. In Buddhist philosophy, there is an idea that our life is a kind of dream. Because in everyday life, we cannot recognize our life itself. In other words, our actual life is just a moment here and now, and we cannot grasp such a moment. We are living at every moment of the present, and every moment cannot be expressed with words, so we can say that we are living in something like a dream. At the same time, to preach Buddhist theory is a kind of preaching a dream. And furthermore, to live our life is also a kind of preaching, telling, or manifesting a dream. So Master Dōgen compared our life to preaching a dream in a dream. I'm sorry if I'm a bit slow. Let's see how much we can do. The truth which the Buddhas and the patriarchs manifest is prior to the sprouting of creation. Therefore it is beyond discussions that arise from old nests. On this basis there exist virtues such as those in the vicinity of Buddhist patriarchs and those in the ascendant state of Buddha, which are not concerned with the times, and whose age and life are therefore neither long-lasting nor short-lived. They may be far beyond the superstitions of the common world. The turning of the wheel of Dharma, again, is a criterion prior to the sprouting of creation. Therefore it is a signpost for 1,000 ages whose great virtue is beyond praise. This I preach as a dream in a dream, because it is the realization of experience in experience. It is the preaching of the dream state in the dream state. He says Muchu-Setsumu, as in the chapter title. In the chapter Mu, dream, means not only images seen by a sleeping person, but rather the state which we are describing when we say that life is like a dream. This place of preaching the dream state in the dream state is the realm of Buddhist patriarchs and is the order of Buddhist patriarchs. The Buddha's realm, the Buddha's order, Patriarch's truth and the Patriarch's order are experience on the basis of experience and are preaching of the dream state in the dream state. Do not think when you encounter this speech or this preaching that it does not belong in the Buddha's order. It is just the Buddha turning of the wheel of Dharma. Because this wheel of Dharma is the 10 directions and 8 aspects themselves, the great ocean, Sumeru, rational lands, and all dharmas are realized here and now. This realization is the preaching of the dream state in the dream state, which is prior to all dreams. The pervasive disclosure of the entire universe is the dream state. This dream state is just the clear 100 things. and it is the very moment in which we doubt that it is so. It is the very moment of confusion. At this moment, it is to dream things, it is to be in things, it is to preach things, and so on. When we learn this in practice, roots and stalks, twigs and leaves, flowers and fruit, the light and colour, are all the great dream state, which is not to be confused with dreaminess. Yet people who prefer not to learn the Buddha's truth when they encounter this preaching a dream in a dream, idly suppose that it might mean creating insubstantial dreamy things which do not exist at all. They suppose it might be like adding to delusion in a delusion. It is not so. Even when we are adding to delusion in delusion, we should endeavour just then to learn in practice the path of clarity. Of expression on which the words delusion upon delusion are naturally spoken. Preaching the dream state in the dream state is the Buddha's, and the Buddhas are wind, rain, water and fire. They retain the latter names, and they retain the former name. Preaching the dream state in the dream state is eternal Buddhas who, riding in this precious carriage, arrive directly at the place of truth. Direct arrival at a place of the truth is in the riding of this precious carriage. That's a quote from the Lotus Sutra. Dreams going awry and dreams coming true, holding back and letting go, we give free play to the elegant ways. The wheel of Dharma, at such a moment, sometimes turns the vast world of the great wheel of Dharma, unfathomably and boundlessly, and sometimes turns in the smallest particle, operating ceaselessly even inside atoms. The principle here is that in whatever matter which is it, the Dharma wheel is turned. Even enemies smile and nod. That's part of a quote. And whatever the place, because the Dharma wheel is turned as a matter which is it, it sets in motion the elegant ways. Thus the whole earth is the instantaneously limitless wheel of Dharma, and all the universe is unambiguously cause and effect. To the Buddhas, the whole earth and all the universe are supreme. Remember, the instruction of the Buddhas and the aggregates of Dharma preaching are each limitlessly establishing the teaching and limitlessly abiding in place. Do not look for the limits of their coming and going. Totally relying on this place they go, and totally relying on this place they come. Thus, the planting of arrowroot and wisteria, and the entanglement of arrowroot and wisteria, are the nature and form of the supreme truth of Bodhi. Just as Bodhi is limitless, living beings are limitless and supreme. Restrictions are limitless, and at the same time release is limitless. The reality of the universe will give you 30 strokes. This is realized preaching of the dream state in the dream state. So the tree without roots, the land beyond yin and yang, and the valley that does not echo a cry, are just realized preaching of the dream state in the dream state. It is beyond the bounded worlds of human beings and gods, and beyond the superstitions of the common man. Who could doubt that the dream state is the state of Bodhi? For it does not fall under the jurisdiction of doubt. And who could affirm it? for it is not subject to affirmation. Because this supreme state of Bodhi is just the supreme state of Bodhi, we call the dream state the dream state. There is centering on dreams. There is dream preaching. There is preaching the dream state, and there is being in the dream state. Without being in the dream state, there is no preaching of the dream state, and without preaching of the dream state, there is no being in the dream state. Without preaching of the dream state, there are no Buddhas, and without being in the dream state, Buddhas can never appear in the world to turn the wondrous wheel of Dharma. This wheel of Dharma is of Buddhas alone together with Buddhas, and it is preaching of the dream state in the dream state. It is solely in preaching the dream state in the dream state that the supreme Bodhi multitude of Buddhas and patriarchs exist. Still more, matters beyond the Dharma body are just the preaching of the dream state in the dream state, wherein there is homage to Buddhas alone together with Buddhas, and wherein attachment to head and eyes, marrow and brains, body and flesh, or hands and feet is impossible. Because it is not attached to, the state in which a seller of gold must be a buyer of gold. In other words, sellers need to put themselves in the place of buyers. The phrase suggests the desirability of a balance between subject and object. State in which a seller of gold must be a buyer of gold. Because it is not attached to, the state in which the seller of gold must be a buyer of gold is called the profound within the profound, is called the fine within the fine, is called experience within experience, and is called the head being placed on the head. This state is just the concrete behavior of a Buddhist patriarch, but in studying this, people simply think that the head means the top of a human being. They never think of it as the top of a Vairocana. How much less could they think of it as the clear 100 weeds? They do not know the head itself. Right. I'm going to finish it there. Back in a moment.